Hey, how you doing? Thank you for finding your way back to my channel. My name is Cristiano Lanity, and if you're new to the channel, over here we talk about side hustles, businesses, passive income, and pretty much every way to make money. If you're not new, you know that I like to keep everything completely transparent with my audience and tell you what's up. I want to give you updates, whether it be personal or based on my business. If you're an OG, you know that I like to update you guys on my cash savings every single video. We are at $9,000 in cash, and that's just what's in cash. I have a little bit saved in my bank account just as a cushion. 1,000 more to go until we buy our next investment. Alright, now let's get into what you guys clicked on this video for. If you saw the title and you read it, you know that we're going to be talking about wholesaling real estate. Now, I know that sounds fancy, that sounds big, that sounds like you need a license to do it, but there are high chances that you don't even need a license to do this. Don't click off the video just yet. Hear me out, learn something new, kick back, relax, and let's get into it. So, wholesaling real estate basically consists of you finding a very good deal on a home, then finding an investor who's willing to pay more money for it. So, for example, you're walking down the street and you happen to see a house listed up for $400,000. What you can do as a real estate wholesaler is talk to the owner of that property, the seller, sign a wholesaling contract, and find an investor who's willing to pay a little bit more. So once again, say the house is $400,000, you find the house, you sign the contract, and you find an investor who's willing to pay $420,000. This investor is going to pay out that $420,000 to the title company. This title company is then going to divide the profits between you and the seller. So the seller is going to get their $400,000 and you're going to get your $20,000. And this all comes from signing a contract and finding an investor who's willing to pay a little bit more for the property. If this still sounds complicated to you, let me make it a little bit more intriguing. You don't need to go to school to do this. In most states and provinces, you actually don't need a license to wholesale real estate. So if you've been thinking of dipping your toes into real estate, this is a very good place to start. So how are you going to find these great deals on a house if you're not just walking down the street and happen to get lucky and find a deal? Well, you can go on Google and type in multiple listing services, and it's going to list all of the homes in your area or whatever area you choose to look in. So what you're going to do as a real estate wholesaler is go through all these properties and compare them. You want to compare things like square footage, parking space, location. So once you've compared a few houses with all of these criterias, that should give you quite a good idea of what houses are a good deal or not. Once you believe you've found a house for a good deal, the next step is going to be to find an investor. Now you can definitely go sign the contract with the house seller before you find an investor. However, in my opinion, it's probably smarter to find the investor before you sign the contract. Disclaimer, go do all of your own research on this topic. I just like to bring these side hustles to light, even though this is not really a side hustle, it's more of a career. But anyway, the next thing is going to be, how are you going to find an investor or a flipper? I believe the main way people are doing this is by joining Facebook groups of investors and real estate agents. And since it is 2023, social media is going to be a massive platform for you to find these investors. Lots of real estate agents, investors, and house flippers are actually using platforms like Instagram. Now let me just answer a couple questions that I personally had about wholesaling real estate. Do you need to put any money down? Are they going to do a credit check? And what happens if you don't find an investor in the allotted time period? Well, I'm going to answer all of these questions for you right now. So, do you need to put any money down? And the simple answer is no. The only capital that's really recommended for you to spend as a real estate wholesaler is going to be on advertisement. So if you want your contracts to be signed over really quickly, advertising is going to be your best friend. So you can pay to shoot a TV commercial, you can pay to promote your advertisements on social media platforms, but that's really about it. You're not actually expected to spend even a dime as a real estate wholesaler. The next thing is going to be, do you need a good credit score? Are they going to do a credit check? And the answer is once again, no. Since you technically don't have to be a real estate agent to wholesale a property, it's going to be a whole different contract. So there's going to be an allotted time period for you to find an investor. You actually have the option to drop the contract. So the only money that you'd really be out is going to be on advertisement. In this day and age, finding an investor is probably the easiest part. So if you're not doing anything right now, click off of this video, go on your local MLS, and just take a look at all of the homes around you. Maybe you can start wholesaling real estate today. This is something that really not a lot of people talk about, and it's an easy way to make like $20,000 in 30 days. So why not give it a shot? If you haven't yet heard of wholesaling real estate before my video, I'd appreciate it if you give this video a thumbs up, maybe subscribe to my channel where I talk about all kinds of side hustles, businesses. Go check out my other videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. I wish you wealth, I wish you health, and I wish you riches. I'll see you guys in the next one.